Okay, hi
Are we there?
everyone. Hey Nancy, how are you?
I am great.
All right, we are live on the StarCon Facebook page. After trying to figure out a bunch of technology, I think we're actually doing it now. And
Yeah,
as say again?
yeah. Technology was not our friend today.
Well, but I think we're here now, so that's not a bad
Okay.
thing. That's not bad. And the reason I asked you to come on this broadcast with me is that you are, of course, a StarCon presenter,
Yes.
and you are going to be a featured guest on StaarCast in the next couple of weeks, which we're very excited about. Hey, Anna, nice to see you here. Glad you're here. And people are coming into the room. So not only are we live, we've actually got people here with us. Karen, nice to see you. So this is StaarBright Wednesday Wonders. And often that stands for, I wonder what we're doing here. But today we are doing something really fun. Neil, nice to see you here. So, Nancy, you have a book coming out soon on ancestral tarot. You have a lot of interesting ways of using tarot, but you
I do.
also have an interesting way of using your iPhone, and you have used your iPhone to create your own personal oracle. Tell us about it.
Well, as you and I once conversed about, the world is an oracle. So when I take my daily walks, I take pictures of things that speak to me, and I thought one day I think I'll start making an oracle, and so I printed 10 cards, and one day I did 10 more. I'm up to 40. I know I'm not done, but they are kind of a one card answer, and I've only used them for myself. So this will be really interesting. And
Ooh.
what I think I'm going to call it, because Nancy's oracle was kind of boring. I think I'm gonna call it the City Oracle, because
Ooh.
I live in a city of between 2 and 3 million people, and most oracles are incredibly beautiful. The forest, the river, the nature spirits, and if you live in a huge city, you find beauty in many different places, and you find messages in many places. So the City Oracle is what I created.
Fabulous. So we have people coming into the room. I want to say hi to Anna, Karen, Neil, Cassia, Barrett, Carmen. So happy to see you all. So Nancy is willing, I guess for the very first time ever,
Ever, ever.
to use this oracle for you. So what I need you to do now is come on in and ask a question. I'm watching the comments, and so I
Okay.
will read the question to Nancy, and Nancy will do her magic with her very own city oracle. So while we're waiting for questions to come in, let's just do a little bit of shameless self promotion here. Nancy, how can people find you online?
Okay. My website is sageandshadow.com, and I am Nancy Sage Shadow on Instagram, where I post a few times every day, including my sidewalk oracles. And that might just be a picture that I took on my morning walk, and it spoke to me in some way, and I posted a picture and said what I heard and what the message was for us all. I also have a Sage and Shadow Facebook page. If you want to pop over there, love to see people coming in.
Perfect, perfect. So, okay, the first question comes from Cassia, and it's a question about romance.
Ooh,
Right. So
okay.
this is a gentleman that she's had some interest in for a while. And for the first time ever on Sunday, he sent her a selfie. He's never done this before. He's shy, kind of quiet. And for the next 2 days, she doesn't hear anything from him. So we get a first selfie, then nothing. And so now she's wondering, what the heck? What is going on with him? How is he feeling? Why the selfie for the first time, then nothing? What light can you shed on this for
Okay.
her?
I drew 3 cards, hoping you can see them. They
Yes.
won't make any sense to you, but they make sense to me.
Okay.
This and a cemetery.
Okay.
So what I got was the selfie came in a moment of being vulnerable on his part. However, this card tells me that some memory from the past kicked in and made him back away. So it's not you, it is some past thing that's kicking in, and it's kind of scaring him back into this cemetery of being alone. So, and Christiana, you are always welcome to pop in with whatever you think. But that's what
I think that's brilliant, and I love it that you're showing us the cards so we can see your oracle and see how you're working with it. It is just such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
So, very good. Let's move on to Barrett. So, the question is, he's wondering about his job. He wants to know if he's going to get promoted at work, or will it just stay the same, or is he more likely to get demoted or, God forbid, laid off? What's going to happen with his trajectory in his job?
Okay, Barrett, I have 3 incredibly interesting cards for you. First card is the card of celebration. So this would tell me promoted. This card tells me there is somebody in charge of your promotion that you had a significant past life experience with. So, and the third card is, this is always the card for me of hope and inspiration. These 2 cards say you did something incredibly hopeful and helpful to this person in another life. So celebration is on the way. Beautiful.
Beautiful, and we totally want that from Barrett. Now, let me share some feedback with you, Nancy.
Okay.
So from Cassia, regarding the selfie man, she says, you are so right. We know he has pain from the past.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, too.
Yeah, so there's that. And Barrett says, oh, cool, and thank you. So.
Very welcome. And let me just give one little quick feedback about this guy having pain from the past. This selfie guy. The first card that came up is a building of therapists. So it told me there is something from the past that has not been dealt with. So if this goes well, I'm actually gonna put the pedal to the metal and do more cards and maybe produce this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the City Oracle that was previously known as Nancy's private deck is going very public.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
That is so great. And Barrett wants you to know, too, as regards to the particular individual having to do with his promotion, he thinks he knows who you're talking about. Okay. So let's do a question for Karen Winkle. Okay. She wants to know what she should focus on to improve her health.
Oh, that's always a good question, isn't it? I think it's something we all ask ourselves, especially in the COVID era.
Totally.
So, yeah. Karen, I feel a need to shuffle a few times, so give me a sec. Okay, Karen. Okay, I can tell you right away 2 or 3 things. Whatever direction you're going in, you're going to be making a right turn. So whatever path you've been following, time to reassess, and I think you're going to be making a turn out of it into something else. This tells me that there is some class or some person who is there to help you. It actually feels like a class. And this card tells me you're going to have incredible success with your health. But the detour card says, you're going to have to change direction.
So Karen should be open to looking at things from a new way or doing something new.
New way, but there is a class that is going to be helpful. It could actually be a human, a trainer, a nutritionist, a whatever. But there is an outside help that she needs to reach out to.
Wow. Wow.
But
Okay.
but this card says incredible success with her
Excellent.
help.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. And Lori Hahn has just joined us. Nice to see you, Lori. Glad you're here. Do you have a question for Nancy, Lori? Go ahead and put it in. We are going now to Carmen. Carmen wants to know, what type of business could she own on her own that would bring her financial success?
Okay. Great question, Carmen. Couple more shuffles. Wow. Okay. Whatever direction, I hate to, this almost sounds like the detour card. Whatever direction you're going to be, that you think you're going in, there is a detour that, and again, the past life card came up. There is something you have done incredibly well in another life, but it's going to be a surprise to you. I got this hideous Jack in the Box.
Ooh.
And he is the card of surprise. But I also got the birds, and for me, this is, you will be able to take flight. Carmen, this has nothing to do with my cards, but I think there is something in the healing realm for you. One of the healing modalities, and again, you've done it in another life. I don't think it's tarot. I think it's healing of some kind, some kind of healing class. Healing business. So what I can tell you it's going to be a big surprise, and you will be so free. You will be so happy. The birds are freedom.
Oh, so beautiful. So some feedback from Karen. She says, wow, thank you. That actually makes me feel much better. I have a feeling it's diet related.
Okay. Go to a nutritionist. They're the smarty pants people in the food world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have come, and Carmen says, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Carmen. And back to Karen really quickly. Yeah, I'm just looking at my cards for confirmation. A nutritionist who does not put you in a box. Vegan, vegetarian, keto, they go with who you are individually and uniquely.
Beautiful. So Dee Dunkley is here. One of the best astrologers I've ever met, by the way, is Dee Dunkley. Cool. She's here and she says, impressive reader and deck. Love it.
Wow, thank you,
high praise coming from Dee. And Amy Mauser is here. Now, Amy is one of the producers, along with her husband, Ryan. They're the producers of StaarCast, our podcast.
Hey, and they were somewhere where there was fire.
Yes, that's right. They have escaped the flames and may have a question for us having to do with that or something else. Amy, we will be taking a couple of more questions, so go ahead and get a question in if you like. So let's see. Our next question is from my good friend Lori Hahn. I'm just looking for a second opinion, so to speak. What is the message regarding the purchase of a new car?
Okay, the message regarding a purchase of a new car. Oh, okay. It's great if you love it. If it is so, no. And that was really, really clear. It has to be, I'm in love with this car. Perfect. So I don't need to draw more cards.
Okay, Lori deserves a car she's in love with. That's fabulous. So Melanie is here. Nice to see you, Melanie. Ask a question if you'd like. Karen, as regards to your thing about not being put in a box, she says that is so much what I need. Someone who won't put me in a box. Okay, now from Anna. First, bravo on your awesome creation. It clearly talks to you in a very personal way.
Thank you.
I've been trying to create one for myself as well, but haven't been able to finish it for some reason. It's been in the works for more than a year. Any advice or answer as to why that is happening?
The delay, why the delay is happening.
Yes.
Okay. Good question. I always feel decks are works in progress anyway. Oh, well, I am happy to tell you, well, two things, actually. Our Lady of Guadalupe, and I was recently informed by one of my friends who was raised Catholic. It is Mary come back in another guise is the best way I can put it.
Sure.
She is protecting you. She is watching over you. She is helping you. So yes, I can tell you what you need to do. And I'm going to tell you the story behind this. This is a toy lion. One day I said, okay, universe, give me a sign. I need to teach more classes. Show me a lion. And I promised I would not go to the San Diego Zoo. So I was laying on the floor at my sister's, and my 3-year-old great nephew came up and stuck this lion in my face. So this card for me says, ask for a sign, because you are incredibly well protected. The universe wants this deck released into the wild. Ask for a sign, and don't make it something like, I want to see a red shoe. I mean, do something that's a little out of the ordinary. You'll get a sign about why there's a hang up.
Beautiful. Lots of love coming in about that story and about these cards. Very good. So we have 2 more questions.
Okay.
And we've got Amy. This is Amy Mauser, our StaarCast producer. So what she says is, we would love any guidance you could provide. We are obviously in a huge transition. And just to give you the background on this, when the fires came to Oregon, she, her husband, their 3 kids, and I think 2 cats, packed up everything they could get in the family van and made their way all the way across the country to a place that they had a calling to want to be. And so they are relocating and looking for their, I don't know if it'll be their forever home, but at least their next home.
Okay.
So what guidance can you give on that journey?
Now, I want to be clear, is the journey to find a forever home or the journey to settle into where they are?
The journey is, they're in a temporary space right now. They're looking for the next home.
Okay. By the way, I've drawn the same card for several people, which is kind of interesting to me too, and it just happened again. I got the toy lion again, and I'm shuffling really well. This is the ask for a sign card, but this incredibly indulgent ice cream cone is saying, do not go over your financial or emotional or mental boundaries. Not a good idea. And, this quick backstory is, I had this ice cream for my birthday. It was so incredibly well, and I was so sick the next day. I am off ice cream for months. So it is an overindulgence of some kind. So don't go past what you're comfortable with. Not a good idea. And the third card is the card of self-care. And this goes right along with the ice cream cone. So there's a warning there. There's definitely a warning there.
Okay.
Stay within your boundaries. Stay within your boundaries.
Perfect. So I think this will be our final question, and this comes from my good friend Melanie. Okay, very specific. Will the contractor remove my cabin as they say they will?
Okay. I love specific questions. Okay, will the contractor move it as they say they will? I would not trust that.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I got this card of
Ooh.
going round and round and round and round, and it doesn't get anywhere. I got the card of Once Upon a Time, which to me is, this is a fairy tale. So my answer is no.
Got it. Okay, a word to the wise. So some feedback from Anna. And remember, Anna was the one about making her own oracle. She says,
Right.
thank you so much. She is Catholic, so the lady speaks very deeply to her.
Good.
She will ask for a sign and be ready for it.
Okay.
And Amy says, thank you so much. Interestingly, as regards the lion,
Yeah.
all 3 kids and 2 cats are Leos.
Oh, okay. Really interesting. Really interesting. And I really appreciate the feedback. This has really been kind of Nancy's personal deck. And I have loved putting it out in the wild and getting the feedback. Thank you.
Excellent. So now I know Dee made a comment, but has not asked a question. Dee or anybody else, we are about to end. If there are other questions, now's the time. And if people are asking questions whose comments I cannot see, that happens sometimes. If that's the case, I so apologize. We trust the gods of technology here. But if anyone is here who has not asked a question, now's the time. In the meanwhile, I do want to remind you all to go to YouTube and subscribe to StaarCast, StaarCast. I want to remind you that the next scheduled live on this page, the StarCon page on Facebook, will be Amy Mauser, on Sunday doing the Sunday Stargazer meditation. And in terms of the work that I do, I want to remind everyone I have a foundation level class this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Zoom, a journey through the major arcana. I'd love to have you. You can get tickets on my website, tarotbychristiana.com. Go to the events, or on my Facebook page, Christiana Gaudet. Again, go to the events. Melanie says, thank you. A lovely reading, even if it's not happy, it's accurate. What is the name of the deck? Melanie got here late. And so go ahead once more, tell us what this deck is and how it came into being.
Okay, Melanie, this was called Nancy's private deck because I live in a city of, as I said, 2 to 3 million people. I decided to just call it the City Oracle because the images are filled with scenes from around San Diego and things I've taken pictures of on my daily walks. So it is the City Oracle, privately one and only copy, and it may be birthed out. We'll see what happens.
Because we had so much fun with it here today.
We did have so much fun.
Now,
today.
One final question from Dee. Should I get my granddaughter some piano lessons? She's 9 and has expressed some interest, but of course, it's an investment.
Okay. Well, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Card of success, card of abundance. Yes. Excellent. I don't have any reservations about it. I think she is going to surprise you in a very pleasant way.
So nice.
Yeah.
So Nancy, you're getting all kinds of love here for you, for your readings, for the deck, and a lot of encouragement that this deck might be birthed so we could all use it. But I'd also want to encourage people to do as Nancy has done. You made this deck with your iPhone.
Yes, I did.
And you know, yours is really stunning and beautiful, and I think it speaks to your own intuitive nature and your own artistic nature, which is why we all want your deck. But fun to think about making your own, and that's what we do every Wednesday here on the StaarCon page. We try to give some readings using an unusual oracle, doing something a little different. This was certainly very different, very inspiring. And thank you so much for being our guest here. And I want to invite everyone to please like this video, share this video. Make sure you like and follow the StaarCon page here on Facebook. And make sure you ask to join StaarCon 2021, the group here on Facebook. I'll look forward to seeing you all again soon. Make sure you stop back Sunday for Amy's Sunday Stargazer meditation. Nancy Hendrickson, Sage and Shadow Tarot, it has been so great to have you here with us. We really appreciate you.
Oh, this has been great, and thank you, everyone.